777, aka Diz, and this is The Force Always. Okay, so let's get into the Star Wars news. Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019, can you believe it, is about 40 days. 40 days to Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019. 40 days thereabouts. That's one part of the news. Let's get into more news. Star Wars Celebration is a big focus on this channel at the moment. Later in the show, in my interview section, you'll hear some questions and some answers for the up-and-coming Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019. As I've been to Star Wars Celebration in Orlando, which makes me a little bit experienced in certain aspects. So stick around for the interview section later on in the show. To more Star Wars news. Speaking of Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019, once again I've said it, great photo double ups and triples. What I mean by that, you can get your photo with two of the actors or people that are on offer for a photo. You can get the Jango Fett and Boba Fett. That's a good double up with yourself in the same photo. Check them out. Or the listings of it is on Star Wars Celebration website. So there's some new offers of double ups and triples are there on offer, and they are good. And more guests have been announced. Ray Park, who played Darth Maul, will be going to Star Wars Celebration. That's right. And obviously more guests, but that's quite a significant one. Anyway, there's many significant ones, even smaller, bigger, doesn't matter. Let's get on to more news. Speaking of Star Wars Celebration 2019 in Chicago, press application and crew applications are still open when they should have been closed, but they're still open. If they're still open when you see this broadcast of this show, get yourself over there, apply for the crew, apply for the press, whatever you like. It's still open. It should be closed, but it's still open. Check it out. At Star Wars Celebration, press application or crew application. It's still open, amazingly. To more news. The Star Wars Celebration Chicago app is going to come out with less than a couple weeks before the opening of Star Wars Celebration. So we're about 3 weeks away until getting the app or a more detailed internet website of Star Wars Celebration. The app is great to have, the internet is great to have, but the more detail of this will happen probably less than a couple weeks before the opening of Star Wars Celebration. So we're about 3 weeks away for that. Stick around for that. Anyway, that's the Star Wars news for this time around. Let's get into the views. Views is not about YouTube amount of viewage. It's not predictions. It's my story ideas. It could be a story idea and a trailer, a teaser, a poster, even a story idea, an ad, the Star Wars saga, spin-off films, anything. This week I'm going to concentrate yet again on episode 9, as it's the most exciting thing besides Mandalorian and other things as well. But in episode 9, I'm going to go straight off the bat. I think Plagueis should not be a part, that's Darth Plagueis, should not be a part of episode 9. There's going to be too many introductions of characters like that would need more than just one episode. Whether they kill him off in that one episode, which would be a tragedy yet again, starting and ending something in one episode too quick. But I just think Darth Plagueis, who was technically the master of Emperor Palpatine, way back before Phantom Menace, episode 1, should not become a character or a known character within episode 9. Mentioned, it's fine, but I think it's just a bit over for now. If he's going to come into the script, it's got to be from episode 10 onwards, not episode 9. That's in my opinion. I just think it would be too large of a character for him to come in. I think it makes more sense that Emperor Palpatine come back. What form you would have and why and how, that's another day for another story idea. But today I'm just talking about Plagueis. He should not be part of episode 9. It's a sort of not an exact story idea, it's just more, I just think it wouldn't work. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't create him as a villain. I think other villains should be a part of episode 9, but more sort of criminal underworld type villains rather than a bigger, higher identity than Kylo Ren in this film. That's what I think. Anyway, so that's my views for this time around. Let's get into reviews. Reviews is a bit of an unfortunate review this time. I had some unfortunate news, not tragic, but unfortunate news that via a social network that one of the co-writers, or pretty much the face of the writers group in Star Wars, Pablo Hidalgo, which I admire, which I have met, and I think he's a nice guy. He's a very enthusiastic guy. I like. But he had been blocking people on Twitter. Blocking a number of people that didn't really deserve to be blocked. Unless, in my opinion, you are being seriously offensive on a social network and via Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or whatever, the person who blocks should still consider the other person at the other end, because the well-being of that person being blocked doesn't know why it's being blocked. I mean, in some cases it's obvious if the person is being offensive, but if there's nothing that's actually being done, I think it's wrong. And Pablo Hidalgo has blocked a number of people via Twitter. I completely disagree. I give it a 0 out of 10. I think it's just not a very good thing, even leading up into episode 9 and the Star Wars Celebration. It needs to be rectified on his behalf, or explained at least. So I just, it's just a brief review, unusual review this time around, but I think it was a cause of concern. I started seeing this via Twitter messages on my Twitter service, and I thought it was very disheartening, because he's such a nice guy, good person, and I'm sure he gets inundated with some bad stuff, but he just should think before he just blocks like that. And if it's over simple things like clickbait type sort of stuff, clickbait to me is not really clickbait. It's something that you see. If you want to click on it, it's up to you. It's an advertising piece of material. I think clickbait has been created to make it sound more bad than it is, but it's really up to anyone to choose to click on that or not. But if it's over that type of reason that Pablo Hidalgo has been blocking people, I think, you have a responsibility for the Star Wars community, and that doesn't really bring it together. That separates us even further, but coming from a good guy. Anyway, so that's my review this time around, just to sort of let you know that. Anyway, so let's get into the interview section. It's 2 questions, and I'm heavily discussing Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019 questions. I had a question during the week via Instagram, and one of the questions was, will it be on TV? Will Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019 be on TV? Let me go straight to the answer. No, it won't be on TV. That's free-to-air TV or your cable service. It won't be on there. It may be reported via news outlets, but it won't be played on there as a show, anything like that. So that's pretty much the answer to that question. It's not going to be on TV. Okay? So that's the first question. Second question is, where can you see Star Wars Celebration if you're not going to Star Wars Celebration? I guarantee you that via StarWars.com, they will be simulcasting this through their StarWars.com YouTube channel. interviews, I'm sure the trailer, the teaser, whatever we get, poster, probably parts or even all of the main big panels, like the episode 9 panel, the Mandalorian panel. I think it's definitely going to be on the internet. So check the internet, and it's sort of a really good way of picking and choosing what you want to see without lining up. But some of us out there, like myself, will line up. It's a hard life, but somebody has to do it, and I'm sort of more than happy to do it. It's a long wait, it's a hard wait, but it's a great thrill. That's what I'll say. But so where can you see Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019? Via the internet, StarWars.com, YouTube, you'll get that. And the good juicy parts as well. But again, as I've said before, I wish they would hold that back for at least 24, 48 hours. Let the fans at the event sort of experience what they see, a teaser or a trailer or a poster or a name, and get them to tweet or Instagram things out to friends and family and whatever, and to see it really be worked, advertised by the fans itself. And 48 hours later, as I was saying, then the StarWars.com can release the actual footage of the teaser or trailer or whatever it is they're going to announce. It just sort of has a bit of fun for the fans and fun for even people watching this. That's my idea. But anyway, so that's the interview, 2 questions on Star Wars Celebration. If you have any questions, Instagram me, Twitter me, whatever you like, tweet me, YouTube, message me, whatever you like. I'm here on a weekly basis. Subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. I'll be back next week, obviously, weekly videos heavily on Star Wars Celebration. The countdown is really rocking on in this channel and rocking on for myself and rocking on for a lot of people out there. Speaking of rocking on, it's that time of the show where I've got to say, until next time, keep rocking.